Hello, Mark Crossfield here, Golf Swing Weekly Fix time. We've got loads of swings coming at you from the app. We've got question of the week, and we've also got a new feature this week called Golf Fitness. Been doing a few fitness videos with James Dimond, so we're going to try and get a few fitness ones into the Golf Swing Weekly Fix, see if we can help you play some better golf. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, two swings sent to me via the app here following similar issues with the way they come through the ball. So what we're going to see for both of these players is no real effort to get their weight maybe moving more onto their left side on the downswing, trying to spend most of the downswing with their lower half, so certainly pelvis area, just rotating, just spinning. Not the best camera angle in the world on this one, but you can get the theme here. Swing here on the right. Backswing's a little lengthy, but it's fine. Lots of rotation, so much that the left foot starts to spin out. Now the problem with these kind of swings, guys, is I see this a lot. So we're talking about downswings that only want to go round. So hips, pelvis just wants to turn around so much on one of them that the left foot has to give up through impact and spin. Watch what happens. We've got GC2 HMT on here today. So if I just hit a shot where I try and replicate those kind of movements, watch what happens to my club path. My club path is normally relatively straight, so the club is travelling somewhere at target as it strikes the ball. Watch what happens now. So I spent my time on the downswing purely in my mind trying to just spin, rotate and twist. What happens there is my club path's gone 7 from the outside. So massively across the ball. Then in turn I've got the face pointing open to that path. So the face is close to the target but open to the path. It's a classic cut on to target. So what I've done is I've tried to, in an effort on my downswing, to turn my hips only, which you guys seem like you're both doing. It makes me start to swing very much to the left of target. Then my face starts to try and coordinate to my path in quite a different way to try and find target. So it's always going to be, if I strike a centre strike on that, more of a left to right curving ball. So look, you guys, I want you to start hitting a few shots. I'm going to take this to the extreme. So if I hit one now, what I'm going to do is not rotate at all on my downswing. And get to the top of my backswing, I'm going to feel like I just push onto my left side. That's all I'm going to feel. So I literally just felt like I went sideways and swung my arms almost on the same line as my hips going sideways. What happens now is my club path's completely changed. It's 5 in, 2 out, so it's 5 to the right of target. So you can see the difference between only rotation and then only slide. It's giving quite contradictory paths, isn't it? I mean, because I've got coordination, the face on that last one was actually closed to the path, so I could work out what I was doing. I knew what I was going to do, so my face reacted to the path in a way to, again, to try and find target. So more of a draw ball, a curving to the left ball. So starting right and curving to the left, hopefully. So look, what I want you guys to do is try and swing a lot more on the theory of moving only sideways. Let's pretend you've got the rotational hip part of your swing. That box is ticked. You can do that bit. You're doing so much of it and nothing else. So I want you to hit a few shots and practice. See what happens to your shots if you literally try and feel that you can keep your hips square on. Now I'm not saying keep your hips square on. I want you to feel that you are keeping your hips square on as you hit the ball. Try and take all the rotation out. Because you've got so much rotation in there as default, just trying to slide across, I think, will give you a much better impact down at the ball, and hopefully a bit more of a descending bow possibly into the ball, which would be good, but that's not always the case. But much straighter path to help you hit some straighter shots. The combination of the two movements is where you want to end up. So for me, if I'm hitting a shot, I'm going to move my hips on the downswing across and rotate. So one was 6 across, one was 5 in, 2 out. If I do my normal amount of movement, my club path goes to 0.4, so nice and straight. Face also married up nice and straight. It's producing a nice straight shot with a slightly heel strike on that one. So for me, my downswing is more going to the left and then slightly rotating into the ball. You want to get out of this feeling of just purely rotating. for you, just want to think much more about staying side on, you'll find it'll change your club path and certainly give you some straighter shots. So, swing we see here, very similar to the previous swing. We're seeing an angle of attack which looks like it's swinging left, so the club path looks like it's moving left as you hit the ball. Obviously we're just using a generalisation here, I can't measure you, we're just using cameras, but that's swinging to the left. How much? Probably 7 degrees, but again I'd like to measure you to get the exact numbers with that. Now what we see is quite a interesting movement with your hips, legs. You get quite locked in your legs and quite active in your upper body. So this is similar to the drill we've just done, but slightly intricately different, because what I want you to try and do is get a feeling of a little bit more movement, a little bit more bounce in your lower half, certainly in your legs. And a great drill I'd like to see you do. So for you, what we're doing is going top of your backswing, then as you start your downswing, it's almost like this hip wants to go up, this one wants to go down and turn. So it's almost like this kind of right knee wants to just jump out forwards. It's almost like a kind of reaction on the downswing. It looks so rigid, it needs to just be kind of chilled down a little bit. So what I want you to hit a few shots doing, and you're going to hit some funny ones at the start doing this, but what I want you to try and do is go to the top of your backswing. Then what I want you to do is just literally push down onto your left foot. So I want you to go across, so to the left, towards the target, and down, and then try and hit a shot. Now when you do this, so you're going to kind of push down into the ground to the left, try and feel that your arms are swinging, which feel out to the right as you're doing this. So throw your arms slightly out to the right as you do this. You literally do it in stages. So top of your backswing, stop, squat down a couple of inches, push on that left foot, and then throw your arms, which to you will feel out to the right. Try and get the feeling of a little bit more action in that lower half to start the downswing, rather than this kind of really jaggedy movement on the downswing, certainly in your lower half where they almost lock out, which is definitely affecting the direction you strike the ball on. So simple drill. It applies to the guys before actually as well. You could try this one if you don't have much luck with just feeling like going left. Top of your backswing, when you feel like you're pushing hard down on your left foot. So I've gone across and down, and then throw my arms out to the right or even to the target if you feel comfortable with that. It'll change your club path, it'll change your strikes, it'll help you get a little bit more feeling of what's going on in your legs, rather than this kind of really pull down with your shoulders and your arms on your downswing, which definitely for you is getting this quite aggressive over the top, as we call, movement. Let me know how you get on with that. So question here from YouTube. I just got the TaylorMade MC's free to pitching wedge. I play 3 rounds with them and hit at the range a good bit as well. All the clubs seem to hit roughly the same distance. So my question is, do I just need to play these more and get used to them, or do I just suck and that's much as these clubs are way out of my league? Thanks for any response. Do you just suck? I hope not. I don't think you do. Look, clubs going the same distance is an interesting one actually. What happens is you will have certain optimum angles as you hit the ball. So what dynamic loft you apply to angle of attack, to what club head speed you apply to get the ball to go certain distances. Now what happens if you start taking loft off or adding loft is these angles will change. But what happens if you don't put a certain enough juice into each shot, so club head speed, then it actually makes no difference. So in theory, the lower the loft gets, the further the ball goes, as well as the longer club. But there'll be an optimum. When you start going past a certain loft, if your club head speed isn't up to it, what will happen is they won't go any further distance. Certainly if you're measuring carry, they can go less. They might gain roll, but not always. So it's how are the clubs out of your league? Well, I can't tell because I don't know what your league is. I don't know what your club head speeds and what have you are as well. You could just be mishitting them, but if you're mishitting them, you could be mishitting even what we call a game improvement club, and you wouldn't get much more out of it. Same for the club head speeds, angle of attack, dynamic loss, all those things. Depending on what you're putting in, they wouldn't make that much more of a difference. Go and see your pro, go and have a lesson, go and get on a monitor, go and get on a GC2 or something like that, and get your numbers and see why they are not getting the distance, and see why you're not getting the different distances between each club. There will be a reason, a factual reason that you'll be able to work on, maybe different heads, different shafts, different techniques, better strikes, those kind of things. I wouldn't say it was the club so much, it's got to be something you're doing. Go and get yourself in with a pro and get that sorted out and enjoy your golf a little bit more. Hope that helps. Okay, swing here, thanks for sending through the app. We see a little bit of a pause at the top there. I don't know if you would do that if there was an actual ball there, hopefully not. Try and keep that swing continuous. But what we do see is quite a massive swaying movement with your whole body, and lots of people can learn from this. So you can see a big shift over to our left, your right as you make the backswing. This is just going to make striking the ball quite difficult. If you think about the range of movement you've got there, you've got the club going from out in front of you to behind your head. So in turn your hands come in front of you to behind your head. You've got your shoulders turning, side bending. You've got your hips turning, side bending. But you've also got a massive lateral movement in there as well. So we're talking a lot of moving parts, and there's enough moving parts in the golf swing which makes it hard enough as it is. So really I would like to try and get you to focus much more on feeling as you make your backswing that you keep your upper body just turning, which to you will feel strange, much more on top of the ball. You can even do a few swings, and this works well for people. I know this is the opposite to what most people say, but it's a feeling. You've got to work this as a feeling, and it really transforms the way people move. I want you to make a backswing where you feel like you almost put a bit more pressure on your left foot. So take the club back and feel like you're just squeezing the ground down a little bit more, your left foot, then commit to your normal hit. It'll just help you get away from this massive lateral turn and side bend movement you got going on, which will hopefully help you hit the middle of the club a little bit more. If you hit the middle of the club a little bit more, not that I can tell from that movement so much from the angle, but I reckon your club puff won't be miles off. I'd imagine your quality of strike will be one of your worst suits, and this will help you with that. So feeling much more that you're turning on top of the ball rather than such a massive lateral sway. Definitely as well, if you can take that little pause out at the top, just keep the swing going, just relax, let it move back and through. Hopefully you don't do that when there is a real ball down there. Thanks for sending the swing, and let me know how you go with that. Right guys, so we're here with James. We're talking about the core. Lots of people often think about the core as the front, but as James is telling me, it goes all the way around, like a cylinder kind of shape. It goes around the back as well. So people often neglect maybe the lower back part and exercises. We're going to give you some exercises to think about strengthening, building, and stretching out that part of your lower back. If you think about how you're using your body in your golf swing, you're making a swing and you're transferring energy, you're pushing into the ground and throwing energy up through your body, down into your arms, into the club. So you're transferring it through the segments. If your core isn't strong enough, it isn't going to be able to take much of that energy. So we need to get a good transfer of energy onto the club, which then onto the ball. Strengthening this area is going to help you in so many ways. It's going to help you as well just keep playing for longer in theory, isn't it? Because if your back's stronger, you can just keep going. Exactly. So James, what can people do to help them lower back, those kind of things? What exercise you got for us?
Superman exercise.
Superman.
So you think you're a bit of a Superman, Mark?
No,
so
I am.
You should be good at this
I'm a Superman.
So get down.
Oh, he's down.
Lie down. Arms are completely out in front of you. You're going to have a nice neutral spine, so you're going to keep your head in line with the spine. Nice and loud, James, so we can hear you. So you're not going to have your head up. You're going to have a neutral spine.
Okay.
What you're going to do is you're going to lift your hands and your feet at the same time, keeping your limbs as long as possible, so really stretched out. Yeah. And you try and hold it at the top for say a second or two. Okay. So it's going to look like this. Here we go.
Superman, there it is. So I'm glad James is doing this one.
All the way up.
I mean, you can see how the lower back is going to be
lower
used
back
there.
And glutes as well.
So they're pulling it up and holding it for a second? How are you doing this?
1 or 2 seconds and then release.
And how many reps?
We'll go for 10 to 15.
Okay.
A lot of people will probably fail around 6 or 7 because it's hard, but build up to 10 to 15 and then you know you've got a real solid lower back.
So that's interesting. Lots of people are saying they'll probably fail after 6 or 7, so it means you can't go any further. Don't be put off by that. All you've got to do is do it.
Keep progressing.
Exactly, every other day and build that up. Thanks, guys. Thanks, James, for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that helps. Strengthen that lower back, strengthen that core, play better golf, definitely. You're definitely going to improve your movement, your range of movement, if you're strong and got the right kind of flexibility in the right areas.
Play for longer.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, guys. Post comments down below, and I hope these videos help you out. Okay, now swing sent through the app here. What we see is classic kind of what people would call opening of the face. Open to what is the question, but let's just call that one open because I think most of you are going to understand what that means for now. Then we see recovery on the downswing. Even though you're trying to hit from a decent angle of attack, I would say pretty straight on, maybe even slightly to the right, we see a massive flip forwards with the club. I'd love to see some of your dynamic loft numbers on a launch model. Look where that club face gets to, it's amazing. So we're seeing, think about a club face pointing to the right of target. So I start with a club face that points to the right. And as I make my backswing, I don't make any attempts to try and fix that angle. I just swing the club knowing that the face is pointing at, say, the lens here. When I get down to the ball, I don't want to hit this ball with my fancy camera. So what I'm going to do to not hit the ball at the fancy camera is I'm going to make emergency movements down by impact. Or, I mean, they're all happening as you come down on the ball. It's almost too quick for you to actually do down there, but you're getting into position earlier on to get into an impact position where you start toe ending the club up, it looks a little bit to me, and flipping hands forwards, try and recover the issue of this club face working in what we would call such an open fashion. So you make a backswing where you're already starting to try and prepare the club face to point to the right at impact. So, simple drill for you. I want you to start making a few backswings where you feel literally like you are turning your club face much more down to the ground, top of the backswing, try and feel like you're turning your club face slightly more up to the sky, so rather than down to the ground so much. It's all in that left wrist. I've talked about it a lot before with people, and it really does trigger some good thoughts for them, trying to flatten that left wrist on the backswing and more on the downswing. Now, something else I can't quite see from the video, I would like to see you, or I'd like you to go and get a lesson where you just get your grip checked. You might be doing something in your grip, have a weak position, so your hand's not quite in the right place. It's encouraging this kind of opening effect of the club face. If you get that sorted, then work on your wrist position, your club face position through the backswing. Just have a little bit more club face awareness. If I was to make a backswing and start pointing my face up to the sky more, say at this first point where the club's parallel to the ground, if I wasn't allowed to fix at any other point apart from down near the ball, I would also get this kind of flipping forward impact position that we see from you. So club face control is everything, and club face control is going to come a lot from how you hold that club. You hold that club correctly. Loads of videos on YouTube talking about grip. Check yours against those. Go and see your local pro, get a lesson, and then start thinking about how the club face is working to get rid of this quite awkward impact position. Hope this helps. Let me know how you get on. Post a comment, let me know how the grip was. Was it in the right place and you're just twisting your wrists to turn that face? Or was the grip doing a lot of that? I'd be really interested to know what the outcome of that is. Thanks for watching, and let me know how you get on. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.